with the death of Big Al, I think that... Wait. Big Al's a woman? He is a she? I mean, she is a she? You gotta respect the dinosaur's pronouns even 150 million years after it went extinct. Okay. Why did I have to learn that after it died? Anyway, I think that marks near enough the end of the...
Oh? Hello, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 3 experiment. In today's video, we will be simulating a scenario where the dinosaurs from Jurassic World Dominion 3 were relocated by the UN after being discovered. So they were repossessed from the black market and put on the isolated island of San Albertas, just off the coast of mainland Malta. Many dinosaurs live here, and I think we should probably go through them to give you a brief on the situation. The island is split in between three general areas of where the dinosaurs live, but they can intermingle. The dinosaurs are based off mentions or like full-on screen time from the movie, except Quetzalcoatlus, which my excuse is it migrated from Italy, but I really kind of just wanted to use it because I didn't know how to get pterosaurs out of the enclosure back then. So this is probably the only dinosaur where it's only got one, meaning it cannot breed, but it will definitely be the apex predator of the sky. Because the only other competition it has is this scrawny thing. Yeah, these can be found everywhere over the map, Dimorphodons. Anyway, let's tell you more about these ones. We have the Baryonyx. What else do we have? We have the Oviraptor. We have the Pyroraptor. You might think these were only in the Italian area, but no, this was mentioned in the background. Then we have some Nosceratops, once again mentioned in the background, but it would have been really cool to see them in the movie. They were seen in, like, when the forest started to burn down in the finale part of the movie. But what else? Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything for this side. Let's go to this side. Well, Quetzalcoatlus was originally from here, but it must have flown out to this general middle area. The apex predator of this area is Allosaurus, which we saw a lot of in the movie, and we have some Velociraptor. They have already started breeding, which is insane. This population area might not survive just because how frisky they're getting. We have Listerosaurus, and yeah, they're also populating a lot. The only other dinosaur that has populated is the flying guys. Having the flying guys, that's a lot more atmosphere. Anyway, final area, we have some Compsognathus. We have the Triceratops and a nice little herd here. And last but not least, actually no, we have some Atrociraptor, don't forget them. They're basically just rip-off Velociraptors. And then we have the Carnotaurus, another apex predator. You alright, bud? You kind of look like you're in your default pose a bit. This is based off the bull skin from the one we actually see in the movie. I haven't even started. I haven't even unpaused, and yet an Atrociraptor is already hunting a Compsognathus. But without further ado, after that very long intro, let's just get into the chaos. I have a feeling I'm going to see a lot of things die or fight for dominance, because, well, I've done 6 of these experiments already. It's 7 if you're counting the rebirth one that I haven't filmed yet. And that's usually how it goes. 3 times speed. Let's just get it over and done with. No, nothing. Just, okay, no, there is a dead dinosaur. Yeah, that's probably the compy. Just easily swallowed up. I think, yeah, everyone's just trying to get the land together. It didn't mention this fight. Carnotaurus versus Triceratops. It does not seem to be doing that well. What's going on here? Oh, it must be claiming a nest. Yeah, Triceratops and Carnotaurus are fighting for dominance. Allosaurus versus Allosaurus. A lot of children are being born at the same time. Atrociraptor keeps killing every single Compsognathus. Allosaurus fighting for dominance. Yep, see? Even more breeding. Velociraptor versus Velociraptor. Yeah, it will just keep going like this. I'll get back to you when I see an interesting fight. there goes another compy, but the compies are also breeding pretty fast, so if they just keep up a steady pace, then maybe we could have a genuine ecosystem. Because our main goal on every single one of these experiments is to see, can these guys actually thrive? And so far, out of every single experiment, no. The answer is a straight no. It collapses at some point, even if we don't see it. Triceratops has been winning the dominance battle, and where the hell is the Quetzalcoatlus? Quetzalcoatlus is just in the middle of nowhere avoiding everyone. Honestly based, I'd be doing the same thing. The Dimorphodon have been breeding like absolute rabbits, but meanwhile the Allosaurus only just got their first batch. Bunch of Velociraptors are struggling to take down the big guys, but it's only a matter of time before they lose enough health. Anything else going on? Oh yeah, Carnotaurus has not won one fight, so might not end. Yep, okay, might not end good for them. Triceratops probably going to pick them off. What's going on over here? Yep, just more fighting. I mean, there's more Velociraptor than there are Allosaurus, but it could really go either way. The Quetzalcoatlus still chilling over there, and Pyroraptor are actually proving to be good hunters, better than the Baryonyx. I am kind of worried though, because these guys are breeding like rabbits, and I'm not even sure if they have a natural predator. Yeah, maybe Quetzalcoatlus, but I'm pretty sure they like all of the flying reptiles. And a Carnotaurus has been diagnosed with organ trauma. Wow, I did not expect that. The Velociraptor hybrids and variations seem to be pretty strong. They've been taken down. Ceratops, that's a pretty hard one to say, and have been absolutely rocking the Allosaurus population. He's gonna die from an infected wound. He, very low, but I think he's gonna be a lucky one. And then there's another somewhere. But let's see each of the 45%, and this one is also dying of an infected wound. Allosaurus ain't doing that good, and when Velociraptor kills every Allosaurus, they're probably gonna go for all of the Lystrosaurus and kill off the population. Come on, get at least one dub, man. Just one? Wait, I think this is a dub. Oh, no. Oh, okay, GG. I like this skin, it's like a golden brown. And a random Atrociraptor ran over here, I don't know why, but the Atrociraptors have been killing off the weak Carnotaurus. This guy's starved to death, jeez. How terrible of a predator can you be? Oh, look like they're going to finish off this Allosaurus. Yep, there we go. Jeez, we still do have the juveniles, though. There's like 3 juveniles, and I didn't put juvenile harm on. Just because it's kind of lame how they kill them. They just kind of run into them slowly and painfully. Not exactly the most cinematic thing ever. Did that just make a bird sound, or was that my controller being weird? Anyway. Yeah, it'd be cooler for comebacks as well. As you can see, there is a little passageway here, where you can go from here, do a bit of this, do a bit of that, go down to this area over here, which doesn't have anything, but you can still go down to. Or you could go over here to this main area here. We do have some goat spawners around, because obviously this island would have a native population, but it is limited because, well, most things are limited in life. But I think I'm going to add some water down here and other places, so maybe they could be a bit influenced to come down here. That's why I added, like, middle areas, so... Holy voice crack. So they could kind of, like, congregate between places. And here falls the first Allosaurus, it seems. Oh, never mind, it somehow escaped on 0% health. Fair played. This is currently our first storm, and things are getting a bit rough here. Oh my god, that is a tornado. Damn, wish the weather was like that in England. It's goddamn boiling in here. I have a cooler on me right now. Which isn't very England. This is just an old station where people used to live, but it was evacuated after dinosaurs were shipped over to the island. Added some water sources like this that basically cuts it off unless you take this narrow path, and, like I said, a little lake area here with an island. Not very deep, but it is a quite nice area, which this Triceratops has just made his way to. This guy could be one of the final Triceratops, nobody else is over there. Never mind, these guys seem to be enjoying this small little lake area. I like these narrow passageways, it's kind of like a choke point for predators. I had not even noticed, but Narzutoceratops is the only one left. The Pyroraptors have completely decimated their population, unlike their Triceratops brethren. Looks like the Baryonyx are having more children, and seem to be putting up a good fight against the Pyroraptors, because, well, there was a dead Pyroraptor just floating on the lake here, but must have despawned. Atrociraptors fighting more compies, and the Atrociraptor that went up here for some reason is dead. Who could have thought? Storm has now vanished. Still raining though. That's just a little update on things that are going on. I'll definitely keep an eye on populations that are increasing a lot or decreasing a lot. Oh, okay, so who didn't tell me that Oviraptors are one of the cutest babies in Jurassic World Evolution 3? Look at this thing. Who didn't tell me this? What's being born over here? Some baryonyx eggs, yeah, we saw that before. Compsognathus is taking a big hit, but they seem to be hanging on just fine. Oh no, Quetzalcoatlus has been diagnosed with E. coli. Please don't be the end of it. If so, that's been so anticlimactic. Well, even if it does die, I feel like adding the fish feeders would mean that it wouldn't have to hunt other dinosaurs, but if we didn't have the fish feeders, then these small flying guys wouldn't have been able to survive, so I kind of traded in a boring Quetzalcoatlus for atmosphere. I really like how these guys fly around in groups like actual bird swarms. It's pretty atmospheric, like I said. I mean, do you guys see what I mean? It is just a bird with legs and tail, and it looks very adorable. It does just look like a parrot. How is... Ooh, okay. I don't think this is a disease you can just pass lightly, because, population is decreasing slowly. I mean, health. Oh no, oh, the cooler spilled on me. There's water. There's so much water. Hold up, technical difficulties. The last Carnotaurus has made his way all the way over here, going through all of this, just to probably fight a Triceratops that'll kill it. Never mind. I feel like this guy is the only smart person out of the pack, if it's surviving this good. But it's going into an area where the Velociraptors are notorious for killing bigger, like large theropods that are twice the size of them. So, you know, maybe not the best. Carnotaurus actually won that fight. Jeez. Yeah, this area is being used a lot more frequently now. Things are kind of experimenting more, and these guys, they're too small to really travel large distances. That's usually the same with Compsognathus. They don't really travel very far just because size relative to the ground they're covering. Anything else? That's basically the news output, except Lystrosaurus is slowly decreasing in population since Velociraptor doesn't have any other targets to attach, because literally I think a group of Velociraptors will one-shot this guy, but he's so cool. He's the only guy who can take on a Triceratops and win, and he's the last of his kind, so I think he deserves the name Taurus, if that's how you spell it. I think that's the Pokemon spelling, but it's gonna have to work. Anything else happened? Yeah, like I said, Lystosaurus has been taking heavy damage. Most of them have been pushed to this area, and gonna probably have to migrate. Also, I've just realised that fish reserves are limited as well as goat reserves, so these guys will have to move from this area at some point. What are you doing? Just kind of vibing, sir? Okay. Personally, I just like looking at this and kind of pterodactyl watching, like the opposite of bird watching. Also, this environment is probably my favourite out of them, just because of the high cliffs and the things that blend in with the cliffs. But speaking of the nests, Triceratops hasn't been breeding very well, so if they keep that up, they will probably die out. But as I'm saying that, many of the Compsognathus are being picked off by them, so don't think they're going to starve for a very long while. Oh, Triceratops versus... Yep, like I just said, I'm getting too good at predicting these things. Anyway, there is one last Nozotoceratops, but he doesn't deserve a name just yet. He must prove himself. He's just in, like, the new area I added, like, this little stream area, so... he's pretty safe at the moment, since everyone's, like, still congregating around this lake, but... There are some people getting in that area. Oh wait, Triceratops versus Taurus. There's nothing we have to worry about. He's taken on many of these. Please don't cut back to him dying. He won the fight, but he is very much starving and doesn't really have a food source to heal the health he just lost. Maybe he can fight the same Triceratops again for food. No, it doesn't look like he's that brave. Being born, which is not necessarily good for anybody if we really take this into face value. We have a small cluster of Listerosaurus over here, which are very much in the danger zone, but there's still a female and a male to do stuff. My coat's bigger than them. Jesus. But then we also go over here, we have a safe couple, but there isn't a male. So they're really going to have to find out something before their entire species goes extinct, but they aren't exactly the smartest things. That is a dead Quetzalcoatlus. R.I.P. bro. I wish it could have been, like, less useless, but, like, I think it's just me and my settings. Why is your tongue floating? We don't question these things. I just keep picking fights with the Baryonyx, and since Baryonyx ain't big enough to jump on in a group, they're just kind of fighting a bigger Pyroraptor, and this is the fate of most of them. The only ones that are alive are the ones that can't physically attack. So I guess the Nozotoceratops did actually outlive them. But I'll tell you one thing that won't outlive: the Compsognathus, who are practically extinct. They're dying and there are no males. R.I.P. You did absolutely nothing but provide snacks. How's the Listosaurus population? Being approached by velociraptors, so probably not in the green. There's still a ton of these flying boys, Dimorphodons, and they're probably going to keep going up in population. I don't see a decrease on the horizon. Pocket here has really become its own tiny ecosystem between two of the main ones. We have just a bundle of Listerosaurus, some Triceratops who've been living here for a long time, and Taurus, who's just a general dick and loves fighting people. I respect him for it every single day. No! Why did you pick so many fights? You picked like 3 fights in like a couple minutes. I thought you were smart. Oh, there goes the last Carnotaurus. I mean, don't know what I expected when a dinosaur just picks non-stop fights. It's going to die at some point, even if it is quite powerful. But in hindsight, nothing else has really happened at the moment. Things seem pretty peaceful and populations are just going up. But I do see an inevitable crash when this runs out and the Baryonyx and Dimorphodon have to migrate. But yeah, the only one nearby is infected, so that could be a problem. I think the problem with my videos has 3 reasons. One, because there's just such little dinosaurs that I can add without the game completely glitching out from the breeding simulation. 2, because, well, I think I just go for too long where it's inevitably where an ecosystem is going to collapse. And 3, the biggest reason is when dinosaurs are facing a lot of pressure, there's this thing called evolution. And they can't really do that in this game, and I don't think they ever will be able to. But, they have definitely been fun. This Atrociraptor is starving and low after a fight with a Triceratops. This one is dead because of a Triceratops, and this one fought a Velociraptor and is also starving. So Atrociraptor just got a massive extinction event. This area here has really just been ruled by a few Triceratops and some Dimorphodons. This is just the Dimorphodon cliff.
What's going on over here? Pyroraptors dying off left and right. Are there even any left? Yeah, there are a couple left, but they are in juvenile stage, so that could be worrying. But these are also just ruled by Dimorphodons and Baryonyx. Ones that don't have a lot of enemies are seemingly surviving, believe it or not. How are the... Ooh, yikes. Yeah, they're really just staying on the outskirts. The only reason these guys are alive is because the vulnerable juveniles are off, and they have one more year of safety. You're gonna die immediately, weird alien baby looking thing. This is the final Allosaurus. 2 years until it matures, and it's still a juvenile. It is the original Jurassic World's skin. Do we believe this guy will live? As long as he doesn't go into this area, which is very inevitable, or fights a Triceratops, which is even more inevitable, then he probably won't die if he isn't stupid. Multiple velociraptors have matured. Oh god, things are about to get a lot more violent. The only road that I have ever known. Yeah, he's giving main character energy. He's just eating off scraps and he will have his own character art. You better believe it. Other velociraptors that I can currently not see. Is that another dead velociraptor juvenile? No, it's just sleeping, thank god. They're not really the best parents, velociraptors. Multiple Lystrosaurus have matured. God rest your soul. You are already dead. Wow. if it says matured, it just means died, basically. Oh, yep. Damn. Oh, you didn't really need to do that though, did you? You could have just swallowed him. There you go. Big Al has just matured. Okay. And of course we are gonna call him Big Al, because what else would we call him? Come on. Get with it. Big Al. Please don't die immediately. You are the main character. You have plot armor. And you have scale armor. And you have a lot of armor. Just don't die. Has anything else happened? No, just the inevitable death of each ecosystem. Let's just keep dragging this on because we have a main character now. Okay, Big Al won his very first fight against the Triceratops, but there will be an increasing food population if he doesn't find anything right now. Might have to hunt velociraptors, but that's an extremely dangerous job, but it might soon be his only option. Multiple Oviraptor have matured. I think Oviraptor and Dimorphodon, even if an ecosystem won't probably work, if a dinosaur has a vast population that isn't decreasing, then I see that as a win. Especially when they're very cute. Well, adult form, still kinda cute, but I prefer the babies. He ain't looking that good for Big Al. He's on a 44%. Please don't let it actually be like walking with dinosaurs. Live. God damn it. Well, I mean, what did I expect watching Walking with Dinosaurs? They are dinosaurs. They do go extinct, so... I don't know why I get attached to these animals. With the death of Big Al, I think that... Wait. Big Al's a woman? He is a she? I mean, she is a she? And you gotta respect the dinosaur's pronouns even 150 million years after it went extinct. Okay. Why did I have to learn that after it died? Anyway, I think that marks near enough the end of the video. Velociraptors have completely battered their local population of goats. And, I mean, maybe a few lucky ones will get to an area where there are a couple goats, but their population in general will probably not survive long term. Like Lestrosaurus as well, they're not going to survive. Triceratops, they're just not breeding for some reason. So I think the only two survivors, which who could have thought, is going to be the Dimorphodons and the Oviraptors, but not the Dimorphodons from this area. You might be wondering, why would Baryonyx survive? Well, I've already said this. Once they knacker these supplies, which is very close to being knackered, may I add, they're probably going to, well, a smart few will go in this area, but the only closest one is infected and the rest will die. But I feel like since this guy survived to the final part, while most of his species died off at the start, We'll give him a name. There we go. I'm so creative, man. So creative. The final storm appears out of the three that happened, and I think it marks the end of the video. The fish reserve is gone. The fish reserve over here is gone, but maybe a lucky few will survive, but I don't know. The velociraptor population is plummeting. Yeah, they're killing the last Lystrosaurus as well, but applaud the survivors of Oviraptor and Narzutoceratops for probably surviving the whole experiment, but really Oviraptor is the only one that can breed, so well done to them. They will probably have a stable population of the island all the way up until, well, when rebirth takes place. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It helps out a ton. And if you could quickly just like and maybe even subscribe if you like the video that much, it would mean a lot. Doing these videos is a lot of fun, and there will be a lot more in the future to come. I will see you in the next one.